With one last glance at the monster hunting kit, I left it behind and crept into the aisles, listening and looking for where the adults were having their hushed conversation. If they disappeared that quickly, then something was seriously wrong. Gremlin stayed right beside me as I passed shelves stuffed with old teapots, paintings, and canister sets. In the next booth, a rainbow of My Little Ponies filled the top shelf. A box of vintage slinkies lurked on the floor. There was still no sign of Mom or Judy when I got to the open section in the middle of the store. The floor was arranged like a living room. A trunk, like a cross between a coffin and a treasure chest, stood between two modern couches. Gremlin sat on my feet while I stared at it. The surrounding air warmed, drawing me toward it. I pictured it filled with gold coins and skeletons. I really wanted it. My room was a mess because I had so much stuff. Worn t-shirts spilling out of dressers, action figures that tripped me when I got up in the middle of the night, and more little dog figurines than I could fit on my dresser. Instead of deciding what to keep and what to get rid of, I could stuff things in this trunk, and my room would look cleaner. Well, it could make my next room look cleaner. Packing was going to be a nightmare. I knelt down. Goosebumps rose in my arms as I tried to open the lid. It didn't budge. I stood up and looked around, wondering if Mix Rivers had a key or if a renter did. Maybe no one had the key. Maybe this trunk hadn't been opened in decades and was full of bones. I shook my head. I was on an eavesdropping mission, not daydreaming about trunks and bones. If I didn't find out what really happened to Mix Rivers, my brain was going to start imagining all kinds of horrible things. I needed to hear the real version, the truths adults whispered when they thought kids couldn't hear. I took a deep breath, trying to figure out where Mom and Judy would go. Upstairs? The basement? The creepy back room with the mannequins? Probably the last one, if they were trying to hide from me. I'd barely taken 3 steps toward the dreaded back room when I saw a dagger laying on the floor. It must have made a noise when it fell. How strange no one heard it and picked it up. It lay halfway between the couch and the next booth, right where someone could trip over it. As I reached toward it, my hand trembled. I wasn't supposed to touch things, but if I didn't move it, someone could get hurt.